If you're interested in supporting this work, you can support me on Patreon, and that will help me make more videos and more podcasts for you in the future. Click the link down below on Patreon, or I'll put the link up here in the corner to Patreon, so you can go there and become a patron supporter.
Get mantra and meditation MP3s at JasonGallant.ca.
Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about truth and how there's a lot of misunderstanding around truth. And some people, they ask for meaning or information, and then they think a piece of information is the truth. But from a satsang point of view, or from an enlightenment point of view, or spiritual ideal point of view, whatever you want to call it, mukti, liberation, truth is nothing more than the natural state or the source of all things. That natural state that is before the mind gets its dirty little fingers involved. So what you're doing when you are doing spiritual sadhana is that you are resetting back into truth, back into your natural state, the naturalmost state before any meddling happens. Even the energy that's running through you, there is a state within you that is before those experiences. That energy can run through you, but you are the one that sits back, the one that is beyond all of those experiences, the one that is observing all of it. That's truth. It's surrendering of all false identification. All identification with the body, all identification with the thoughts, all identification with your personality or your ego. It's the resetting back into that. So somebody asked, what is truth anyway? What do you mean by this? What is all this? And they started writing out a bunch of thoughts and things that they were thinking about, and the never-ending maze. They were actually showing a very good version of the never-ending maze of the mind. Because once you start down the meaning path, it never ends. It's like those little Russian dolls where you open one up and then another one, and then there's another one, and there's another one. It just keeps on going forever, right? That's how thought keeps you trapped. You just keep trapped in the constant thinking, the constant meaning, the constant what is this, what is that, shifting from one point of view to the next. But when you go beyond all point of view, let go of point of view, period. Surrender deep into the samadhi of all samadhis. There is no you. There's no you even perceiving at that point. That's nirvikalpa samadhi. This is the supreme surrender to the natural state of truth. Now, yes, you will move outwards again. You will move outwards again, but you will be infused, drenched, infected by this truth as you move outwards. So it's about understanding where the reset button is in how you experience life. Obviously, you don't sit in a deep state of meditation as you're trying to go do your daily chores to survive. I mean, you may be holding a movement and meditation at the same time, but you're not physically just dead or comatose in the corner of the room or something, right? So this is where the misunderstanding goes. A lot of people are afraid to surrender internally because they think that somehow that means they won't be able to do anything. But the doing becomes more efficient. You actually become better at doing, but your doing becomes motivated by purer motives instead of suffering itself. So first, the surrender comes to whatever is before you and realizing you are not that. You are not the suffering, you are not the thoughts, you are not all of these different sensations that move through you. Surrender all of it. Surrender the micromanaging. Let go of all that. And as you let go, you become deeper and deeper. You become more able to let go to deeper levels of this illusion or of this misidentification. And as this happens, you are reborn. You are reborn at a faster rate. You are reborn more often. And these mini rebirths bring new blessings to your life. Think of the ego like this. When the ego has reached its limitations, it's like a bird just banging into a window over and over and over again until it's dead. The bird can continue to fly into the window over and over again, but it does nothing useful. In the end, it just would be better to surrender the goal of flying through the window at some point. That would make more sense. And that's what it's like when you surrender the ego, when it's reached its level of limitation for you. When you are in suffering, it is a sure sign that you have reached the limitation of your identity at this point, and now it's time to surrender the toy, surrender the identity, surrender the ego. And that's where spiritual practice comes in. Mantra, meditation, pranayama, self-reflection. You just let go. Just let go. And then as you let go, something new is born, a new ego, a new baby bird. But this one is smart. It won't fly into a certain type of window. It will fly into a different window. And then once that baby bird starts flying into that window, then time for the surrender to happen again. So this continues. It's like a cycle of life. You surrender the old vehicle so that the new one can emerge that is more appropriate for this time and space. The old vehicle was fine, and it served its purpose. It was good for a time, and now the new vehicle must be burst forth from you. See, even the men get to give birth in this case. So it's like you are born in every moment with the appropriate tools to deal with that moment, but you must be able to surrender into the death of the old identity, the old ego. So surrender into truth. Just allow truth to become more and more intimate with you. I hope this helps you on your spiritual journey. Take care for now. Those of you who are interested in taking a formal course on awakening, enlightenment, and healing and spirituality, my teacher, Aratima, she offers an online course, an official course called the Wisdom Live School. So make sure you check out her website if you are interested in taking some sort of formal training, and it's at aratima.com.